Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. How are you guys doing today? Let me know if you guys can hear me because I have the AC on high and the fan going all at the same time. So just let me know if you guys can hear me. It is a hot one today, guys. OMG, it's very hot. I don't know where you guys are who are listening to this video, but it's 103 degrees here today, literally and I'm still sweating just a little bit, but I have the AC, I have the fan, actually two fans and the AC going. It is really, really hot. And yeah, guys, whatever you do, make sure you're drinking plenty of water and liquids. Just make sure you don't dehydrate. Take care of yourself, guys. Yeah, I'm just glad that I don't have to go in today, that I'm on vacation this week. But take care of yourself, whatever you're doing. So I can't believe it's 103 degrees. It's like, wow. But anyway, guys, so let's, oh, before we get into the topic, I just want to tell you guys I'm not a social worker, I'm not a therapist or a counselor. I'm just someone who's gone through hell and a lot of trials and tribulations and challenges. And I talk to you guys about ways I have become an overcomer. And perhaps what I say here will help you as well, because whatever I'm speaking about, because the topics all tie into healing. Um, so, whatever resonates with you, um, I talk about ways I overcame those situations, and perhaps you'll hear something that can help you with your own circumstances or situation. So, tune in. With that being said, guys, let's be respectable to everyone. We're not here to judge, we're here to help heal and to take care of ourselves. Okay, guys, with that being said, the topic of discussion today is the decisions we make. It's called The Decisions We Make. Um, what I've learned so far on this journey, that the decisions we make can affect our lives currently and moving forward. So it's important to think about decisions that you make in your life, because it can affect you not just today, but it can affect your future as well. So just be careful um, with decisions, and think about, sorry guys, if the decisions, how it's going to affect your life. Um, when something, sometimes, guys, sometimes, and I've been guilty of this myself, sometimes when something good comes our way, some of us may not feel good enough, or we don't deserve the good, or etc. And this is specific message, because someone might be feeling this way, and that's why I'm talking about it. And I'm also talking about it because before I started healing, I was in that same energy. Something good comes your way. It's too good to be true. It's too good to be believable. So what do? We start feeling we're not good enough for this, whatever this is, right? It could be a promotion, it could be a relationship, that could be a really something that's really good, or some other kind of good situation. But what do we do? Some of us, we say, well, that can't be. It's got to be something wrong with this, because it's just too good to be true. And then we start feeling like we're not good enough for whatever good that came our way. And then we sabotage it, some of us. Why do some decide to sabotage something good? Because we don't feel good enough or that we deserve it. And I'm talking from a space, like everything I talk about here is from a space as to how I was feeling and what I went through. And that's why anyone who's feeling any of this and who is relating to this topic, please understand that everything I'm talking about, I've went through. And I'm talking about ways I had to work hard, overtime, to get myself to the point to know that I do deserve these things. And you guys do too. Perhaps some of you feel, I have some notes here. Perhaps some of you feel, um, due to fear in some unforeseen situation, that you don't deserve the good that's in front of you. That could change your life for the better if I didn't say that. And sometimes we sabotage these things because we don't feel like we're good enough. In some cases, some folks really need to get on this journey to heal, because moving forward, you could be losing a lot of good opportunities and situations in your life because of not feeling good enough to accept them. Um, some people believe they don't deserve anything good. So what they end up doing is sabotaging it, messing it up. And then it's no longer in front of them to take advantage of that opportunity. And I've done this time and time again before I truly got on this journey to heal these things. And these are things that I've also spoke about, um, with my therapist. And he helped me to do pro and con lists and to look at things from a different perspective. Um, I understand all of this that we're talking about right now. I understand this very well because I've gone through it. This is why I had to work overtime to heal all of the above. It took a while. However, I've healed it. And we have to be honest with ourselves, which is very difficult. It's like reflection, ourselves, our reflection in a mirror. And it makes us look at things, what's going on in our life. And I had to do that. And it was very painful, guys. It wasn't easy. It was very painful, but I had to see and understand and know that I do deserve these things. So before we go any further, those who might feel this way, and you may not share these things with other people, but showing up at this channel, we're going to talk about it here. And what I want each and every one of you who are feeling this way to do, look in the mirror and tell yourself on a daily basis, I deserve good things in my life. I deserve to be loved. I deserve the good things in my life, and I am worth it. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that every day. And it takes time to build up your self-esteem, especially if you're in a situation like mine where my self-esteem was on zero for a long time due to abusive situations and putting up with those situations for quite some time before I really decided to heal. I had to be down to the ground, um, less than zero, before I started to understand that I need to put the pieces together and bring myself up again and to understand that I am worth it. So, people, that's the first step. Look at yourself in the mirror daily and tell yourself that you are worth the good things that may come towards you in your life. And reach out for them. And also, anyone who's going through trials and tribulations, therapy helped me. That was the first step in this healing journey, is to find a therapist that I connect with, and then start putting the pieces together. The metaphor I always use about a box of puzzle. You turn you turn the box over, and there's a whole bunch of pieces of puzzles. And you don't know what the picture is until you start putting the pieces together. Then after you start putting those pieces together, you see what the picture is. Oh, it's a bear sleeping under the tree. Oh, it's someone sitting by a lake of water. Whatever it may be, but you see the picture. So one of the things I had to do, especially as I started to do the work of the pro and con list that my therapist had me to do, is to look at things in my life and situation from a different perspective. Because I had a broken mindset, a broken way of thinking, a broken way of handling things before I did the work to heal. And I had to start to do the work and look at things from a different perspective. And that was not easy. None of these things are easy, but the key factor is that I pushed through the hard times. I pushed through the uncomfortableness, the tears, all of it, and I kept going. Didn't know where it was going to take me, but I did not give up, and I still do the same today. Things are a lot better 5 years later because I started this journey in 2020. And if you guys go back to the beginning of videos that I started creating, you're going to see a huge transformation. Because when I first started, one of my um, one of the things that I'll be quite honest with you that really made me feel insecure is the overweight. And I'm not ashamed to talk about it because it's going to help somebody. I was 260 pounds. I'm only 5'3". So that was a lot of weight. It took a lot because I love to eat, guys. Food. I grew up like my grandparents had a farm and they had 11 children and, so on. And my mom loved to cook. And so I love to eat. But eating, um, changing the way I eat, eating healthier. And then, yes, sometimes I eat, other things, but I don't overdo it as I was before. And if you look at when I started, doing these videos up until now, I've lost a lot of weight and it wasn't easy. And then I'm at the gym, you know, um, working out like twice a week. And, I drink a lot of tea, water. Before I was drinking a lot of beer and stuff like that, which I don't do anymore. And those things put pounds on you. But I changed things as I started to heal and feel better, And sometimes, we're going through difficult times and we cope the way we need to cope. But as we start to do the work, we start to make changes. So back then, when those videos were done, I was still struggling with the weight. And if you look up until these videos I do right now, you will see the difference, and things are continuing to change in my life for the better because I'm no longer at the place where I'm saying, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve that. Because if you tell yourself those things, then the good will pass you by. So, guys, always know that you deserve the best. Um, Today, the reason why I'm talking about this because I get the feeling that somebody out there needs to hear this message, and they need to know not to be ashamed of it because I went through this myself. And like I said, one of the things, the primary things that made me feel so insecure and so um, insignificant is the weight thing that I struggle with, you know. And even today, I struggle a little bit, but I don't deny myself. I still like ice cream. I'm going to have some of that, but I don't have a whole box of it and all the things that I was doing before. Everything is within moderation. And more importantly, the beer thing, which was putting on the pounds left and right. And and it took a lot. It took a lot, but once you start to understand why you're doing these things, then you can put things into place to change it for the better. And one of the ways to do that is to know your worth, and that takes time as you do the work to heal. This message is, because somebody might be currently going through this. So this message is for anyone who might be going through this today. Um, know that you are worth it and that life has a lot to offer you guys. I have some notes here. One of the other ways that I dealt with this is to self-care and to self-love. And it wasn't easy, but I just kept going to the gym, kept changing the way I eat. I would fall off and then, but I kept getting right back up again until, things start to balance itself out. And it's important because it was a health issue as well. My doctor was on me big time because I'm only, like I said, I'm 5'3". I'm only 5'3". And to be overweight like that, it can lead to, I was borderline diabetic and all these other things. And as I work to change that, things are different. The health issues I had are gone because of it. And a lot of it had to do with that. And, it's nothing to be ashamed about, guys, because we all have something. But, as long as we're working to correct things in our life for the better, it's all good because we all are gonna we all need something to heal. We all have work to do to heal. Um, Also, one of the other reasons, which might be difficult for somebody to hear, is that I was, as I start to realize after doing a pro and con list, that I was given too much. And it outweighed what other people were given to connections, whether it was a romantic one, family, business, etc. I was just on overload, giving so much of myself when I was getting breadcrumbs and bones in return. And I had to twist that around. I had to fix that. So, one of the ways I did that is by setting boundaries, strong ones. It's important to set boundaries because people, you give, and people will take and take. And here come the leeches, here come the people who, everything that you don't want that's toxic is right there because they think you're so generous or naive that here we are. I was like a doormat to people, and I had to look at why I was doing this so that I can understand that my self worth and to change those things. So I had to set strong boundaries. People were skipping and hopping over those boundaries. And so what I had to do is cut off, block, and delete. And that was hard too because I lost a lot of people out of my life. And loss to me is difficult because, like I told everyone, that in 2020 I lost a lot of people who were dropping dead due to COVID. Well, they were not here. Yeah, I have to be careful how I say that on here. But people were not here anymore because of the COVID. I was losing a lot of people in my life because of it. So, that will change you in so many ways, especially when I lost my mom and my dog, and that's when I started to get on this journey to heal first with the therapist and then all this other stuff that I'm talking about right now. And I know that you can heal all these things. One of the things I learned, guys, was to forgive myself for the mistakes I made in the past and not to hold myself hostage to it. We all make mistakes every day of our life, but I learned to forgive. And I also learned to take my power back because I was given too much to the wrong people and situations because they didn't appreciate me and who I was. So I had to remove them from my life, cut off, block, and delete. And that was very difficult because, for a long time, I was looking at situations from one perspective instead of seeing it for what it really truly was. I was just, thinking all the time that I can fix everything that's broken. And I had to learn that I could not. And you can take someone to the water, but you can't make them drink. They have to have a desire to change for the better. And no matter what my influence may be, I can't force that. We all have free will. And sometimes it just doesn't match who I am. I'm not going to be a doormat or subservient. And I had to learn that I was worth it. So, anyone going through that, know that you are worth it. You don't have to be a doormat to anyone just to keep them in your life because that means they're there for the wrong reason. And you don't have to accept that. And as I learned this lesson, it took a long time, you know, um, like I always tell you guys, people, situation, and circumstances come into our life for a reason, a season, a lifetime, or a lesson. And in many cases, for me, it was unlearned lessons. Once I learned them, the doors got closed, and I was able to move forward to new doors, new situations, new friends, new opportunities, better ones, instead of just holding on to something from the past that was not for my highest good. Self love, when you get to the point of loving yourself, not to be in love with yourself, but self love will allow you to look at circumstances and challenges and situations from a different perspective. And once you start to do that, you start to make the necessary changes in your life, little by little, forgiving yourself for past mistakes. And know this, people, that if, staying in a place of bitterness and pain, um, because of what somebody did to you or didn't do for you, etc. Know this, and this is a fact: they keep the power over your life, because what's happening, they take your power and they move on to do whatever, while you're stuck and stagnated in that pain and a place of bitterness. When you're stuck in bitterness and pain, you can't move forward, you're stuck. So they take the power over you, and they take it and they go on and move on with their life while you're just coexisting. So this is why I always encourage, and I encourage a friend recently. You gotta ask God to help you in prayer, because it's not a one man show, to ask you to help you move past the bitterness, move past the pain and the hurt. Because if you don't, you stay stuck there, and all these good things that's trying to come in can't come in because you stuck in the past in a place of bitterness. And that was number one, that was difficult for me to do. So how I move forward with that, guys, is that I forgave myself and forgave the other person or people who did A, B, C, and D to me. Because then I was able to release the bitterness. I was able to release the pain of it all, because otherwise I would stay stuck and not be able to move forward to new beginnings and new doors that might be trying to open up over here, because I'm stuck there. So I let it all go, forgave, and it was very difficult, but I was able to do it so that I can move forward. And guys, if you fall down, get up again and keep going, because we all fall short at times. Don't, allow that to stop you. Free your mind from having a broken mindset and a broken way of doing things. Make decisions for your highest good, not just because, like, don't make impulsive decisions just because those impulsive decisions could affect the rest of your life. Think about the decisions you make. Think about the pros and the cons of it all, because certain decisions can affect your life forever. So instead of making impulsive decisions, give yourself time to think if this situation or circumstances is going to benefit your life and if it's for your highest good. One day at a time, one step at a time, and never accept less than what you deserve, guys. Know your worth. As you start to do the work, you start to see yourself grow, heal, and evolve. You start to know what's for your highest good and what's not. And you start to make better decisions in your life. When you heal, you learn these lessons so that you can move forward and not stay in a place of bitterness. And don't harden your heart because of past situations that hurt you. Learn from it so that you can move on and enjoy your life and live your life to the fullest instead of just existing. Take back your power so that you can live your life to the fullest. That's the message today, guys. Keep moving forward. Learn to turn that pain into power instead of succumbing to it. Turn that pain into power, as I myself have done, turning the pain into power, power into purpose, purpose into paying it forward to help other people as you help yourself. Because your story of how you are healing, growing, and evolving may help save someone's life. That's the message today, guys. Thank you for being here. Keep showing up every day, because all these messages tie in with healing, growing, and evolving. And if you can, stay under the AC, stay someplace cool, and drink a lot of water and liquids so that you won't dehydrate. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow with a new message. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because hit that subscribe button, because it'll let you know when I'm on, and then you can join me live. And thank you for being here, and I appreciate all of you guys. Until tomorrow, bye for now.